So I should be live. Yeah. So there we go. Good morning, America. I hope you're well. I want to start off with a little slideshow. Now, 8 minutes before the markets open. It is sort of the, shall we say, the conditions for this live trading. I assert the moral rights of all the material within the context of this recording. And this material must not be reproduced or transmitted in any form without my written permission. The material is purely educational in nature. While I trade live, I do so knowing what I'm doing. I'm trading with high leverage. My past performance is not a guarantee of future performance. I trade a product called CFDs. It's highly leveraged, highly risky. So everything you see here is educational in nature and is not endorsement to trade in any shape or form. If you have any doubts about your financial suitability for being here or for trading in general, then please seek professional advice, not advice from a YouTuber or a Twitter or a man or woman with a vested interest in selling you a course. This is my first US YouTube live trading stream. I traded this morning and it wasn't without a few glitches. Overall, it was successful, but I have a few things to get used to. No doubt about that. So I want to run through 10 facts about my trading here in YouTube and in general in Telegram. During the EU session, I trade the DAX and the FTSE, and I rarely trade anything else. And while I'm trading the US session, I purely trade the Dow and the Nasdaq. I don't trade the S&P, and it is because Nasdaq for me is cheaper to execute a trade on. I rarely trade anything else but the Dow and the Nasdaq. I tend to trade for about 90 to 120 minutes on each session. I never use indicators, and I rarely use what we know as conventional technical analysis. I never add to a losing trade, but I frequently, but not always, add to winning trades. It depends often on how I feel about momentum. I trade a product called CFDs. It's essentially the same as a futures contract, but it is superior in any sense compared to a futures contract. Not everybody can trade CFDs. For example, traders from America are not allowed to trade CFDs. It is banned. I trade with a broker called TD365.com. I trade with them because they offer fixed spreads and the tightest spreads amongst all brokers globally. This is not an endorsement of the broker. It is the one that I found suit my needs: high leverage, tight spreads, and fixed spreads. However, when I call out trades or you see my trading platform, you will see prices that may not realign itself with what you're seeing. So therefore, I urge you to go to TD365.com's front page and click on Try Demo Account. It's a one-click entry. You don't need to submit an email or anything like that. There you can see the prices that I'm trading on: the FTSE, the DAX, the Dow, and the Nasdaq. And then you can compare them to your own broker's prices so you know what the difference is. I use 200 to 1 leverage. This is high risk, and so I urge you to think carefully whether this is for you or not. I have disconnected the comments and the chat on YouTube because it is distracting for my trading. I did not want to make this a chat room. There's 4 minutes to the markets open. Here's 4 facts about my trading size. I trade the DAX in 200 pounds a point, FTSE in 300 pounds a point, Dow in 100 pounds a point, and the Nasdaq in 200 pounds a point. I was meant to go a little easy on myself this morning, but I traded the FTSE in the full size. We'll see how I feel about today. I can be reached on my email hello@tradertom.com, or you can go to my website. What should be in there was also my Telegram handle, which is @Tom Hougaard. That has been missed out, so I will get that replaced. So this is session number 2. So let's see how it goes. I'll now swap over to my my trading account. So there you go. You should see my account. You should see the Nasdaq. You should see the Dow, and then the FTSE and the DAX if I need it. So there we go. All ready to go. Let's see where we end up. I have on my counter 2 minutes to the market open. I hope that I am flowing on all the outlets, whether it's Telegram or Divergent or YouTube. Thank you for being here. We have little less than 1 minute. While we're waiting, might I just hypothesize about why the markets are as strong as they are? During the weekend, there was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Now, I don't know how the opinion polls were measured out between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, but this is a hero's journey, and I think Donald Trump is liked by the market, and I can't help but think, cynically as I might be, that the rally that we're seeing in the US, which doesn't quite align itself with what we are seeing in Europe, is due to the anticipation that this surely will open the door for Donald Trump to the White House. Cynical? Yes, without a doubt. But nevertheless, I was trying to understand why the market was as strong as it was. There may be other reasons, but not that I could find. I've had someone report that there's no sound on Divergent. If that's the case, then please change the channel. I got confirmation that I'm good on all channels, so I'm going to stop reading questions now. And here we go. Markets will open in 30 seconds. We got a fairly sizable gap up. So here we go. Markets are open. Stand by in the Dow, please. That's a bit early. Just 5 minutes into the session. Stand by. Oh man, I can't do this to you, but the FTSE is a sell. FTSE is actually a sell signal here. Damn. I don't really want to sell the FTSE now. I'll just want you to know, but I don't generally trade the FTSE at this hour, but FTSE has actually gone down below the morning low. It's rare that it happens so late in the day, and generally not a good sign. But I won't call anything because it's just not. I'll show you. So here's the FTSE. I'll show you on a 30-minute chart. So here's where the FTSE opened this morning. Big rally up, no, all the way down. And when you supersede the low, after which a big rally, if that low is then tested, then there will be stops run underneath here. Do with the information what you wish. I think I'll just stick to the US products. Sorry, it's just testing the order system. It's a really smart order system that I'm using now. Could have a long trade here in the Nasdaq. Please stand by. Don't know if you can see this, but on the 10-minute chart, we're coming right up. Still, I quite like to be long. See if I can get a better fill. Nasdaq is running away from me. Shame. As I said earlier, when I started Europe, I said you just have to bear with me a little bit for the next little while. I just need to get the hang of doing all of this. It'll probably take a couple of sessions before I feel really at peace with all the IT equipment that I'm now managing. Stand by on the Dow, please. I'm selling the Dow here. It's currently trading at around 07. I haven't input a stop loss yet. I'll do that now. Just need to put this into Telegram. One second. I'll put a stop loss at about 290. See if I can so I don't know, what can you see right now? Let me just check. Okay, you are seeing my platform. Cool, excellent. Wasn't sure what you were seeing. I need to move this stop loss. Yeah, I'm messing around a little bit in the technology here. Sorry about that. Guys, I got a little bit of an IT issue. I'm just going to close my trade here. It's currently trading around 93. I'm just messing about a little bit. Not messing about. I just got a little bit of an IT issue. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Just please forgive me. I'm just I meant to move that stop loss when the market went about 20 odd points in my favor. I was gonna move the stop loss, but I couldn't do it. Let me just see how much did I make on this. It wasn't 13 points. It was 12 points. But I'm sure you will see past that. God, this is a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. Keep the faith, Hougaard. You can do this. You can do 5 things at the same time. I think when today is over, I'm gonna just trade one lot and just, rehearse in moving the stop loss, because I was meant to execute this on the software, and then old habit just took over and I executed it on my normal ways of executing. So yeah, I apologize. I want to make sure that I'm still coming through. I don't think that okay, I think I am coming through. I'll get there. I refer to my PowerPoint. It may just be a little bit disjointed. Okay? Just there's a few more things that I need to do that I didn't do before. I don't know if you can hear this, but my top of the range, high spec, post-modernistic water cooler PC from Dell is behaving like it is about to have a heat stroke. Thinking, the best PC I ever had was a $200 job from one of those refurbishment sites. And then there's this I don't know if you can hear me, but I'll whisper, piece of shit. It cost you $5,000 and it's been behaving like a... Okay, let's get back to it. The reason why I sold short the Dow was actually really quite simple, but unfortunately I didn't do it how it was meant to. But as you can see here, the first bar is positive, and when the first bar is positive and that low is subsequently broken, you need to be short the market, which I then duly was. However, I got a little flustered, I admit, because I couldn't find where to move my stop loss, and as a result of it, I took my profit and was done with it. The FTSE is now breaking below the low of the morning. I'm not saying it's going to be a consistent move, but it's usually about at least 7 points. 84, so it should go at least to 77. Well, it's gone to 74, but we'll see. So school run will be setting up shortly, but it will be a very big stop loss. Currently 100 points in the Dow. The more aggressive school run could be used today. It will need a much smaller stop loss, and it will see you short just around here. Might not be a bad idea to execute that. Am I right in saying that there's no news out until much later? The school run will be setting up in a little while, so I thought I'd just say hi to you. I'll just go on the camera if I can figure out hi. Hey, how you doing? Good morning, America. I hope you're well. Actually, let's just do a few countries. Hello, good afternoon, Spain, and well done with the double Alcaraz and then your victory in the European Cup. Sorry, England. It felt a little unjust, but there you go. Better than a penalty shootout, right? And America, well, depending on which way you're leaning, but violence shouldn't have any spot in our society. And it felt like those anecdotes that you heard our parents and great parents talk about when, where were you when JFK was assassinated? Well, Donald Trump, thankfully, didn't succumb. And I can't help but think that the rally that we're seeing is because it's somehow being priced in that he may actually take the White House now. Otherwise, this is the second edition of hopefully many here in YouTube. I have a fair amount of technology I have to manage now, and so far, well, it was a little easier this morning because Europe moves a little slower than America does. So I missed a couple of trades. One was a good one was a bad one, so they'll probably even each other out. We have about 4 minutes until school run, so I just thought I'd say hi and please bear with me while I get the hang of this electronics. I think it'll be worthwhile for all of us to have this live trading, but I won't disturb your visual with my muck anymore. So I'll just take myself off webcam and go back to the trading. Good luck today. So here's a 15-minute chart of the Dow Jones index. What the theory says is that the school run says that I want to be short below, and the low I have is 40,130. So I use an offset, so I could put an order in down below. Not yet, because it still has 2 minutes before this current 15-minute chart is over. I don't know what your broker says. Mine says that the Dow is currently plus 120. That is, Dow closed exactly at 40,000 on Friday. So we're up 130 points. So we have 1 minute left of the current 15-minute bar. If I was to implement a school run in the Dow, I would need a stop loss of 110 points. I think that's more than I actually want to risk, especially when I've just gotten going here. As I said, I just want to ease my way into this whole visual experience. I could, of course, lower my stake size. See, it's for 100. I could lower it to 50. I try not to do that. Just going to try and place an order. So you press Control Point. The low is 132. So I want my entry to be 125. And I don't want to take a profit. So I've tried to input an order. Don't know where my stop loss. Doesn't have to be all. It's not a 200 point stop loss. It would be. So do you see how I'm so simply merely just dragging the orders? So I'll put my stop loss here. So that's the school run short order. If we look at the Nasdaq, and you turn that to the 15-minute chart, it has triggered a long order, 438. But, let me just keep an eye on the Dow. I would really quite like to take a long order in the Nasdaq. The reference point is 438. So anything better than 438 after it's already essentially triggered could be good. Sorry, God, it feels like I'm apologizing a lot. I don't want to do that. I'm just merely pointing out that I am just getting to grips with the software. It's a brilliant, brilliant piece of kit. It's just a different experience to what I'm used to. So the school run in the Nasdaq has triggered a long at 438 plus the offset. Usually I'll use a 4 or 5 point offset. So technically it should be long at 443. I'm not. And as I stated a moment ago, I'm thinking, okay, anything below 38 is a bonus, but I didn't press the trigger. And I think I didn't do that because I'm still sort of just coming to terms with the software, or what buttons to press when I just want to execute at market, and what buttons to press when I am executing using a limit order or stop order. So I'm just going to chalk that up to, oh well. I'm going to go over to the Dow and look at how it's doing on the 15-minute chart. My order is still sat there, untouched. if you're at all interested. I've traded in a fair few trading exhibitions and competitions in my time. London, Frankfurt, Paris, and it's that same sensation. Oh, Christy, you have an audience looking at you, and it can be a little intimidating. But also sort of affirming in weeding out, well, what is it that you are afraid of? What do you need to work on? Frequently, I will switch time frames just to see what the Dow would be looking at on a 1 minute and maybe a 5 minute. And I'll go back to just observing on a 15 minute. I am removing this order in the school run. That's been removed. I have a function up here that actually shows all my signals. You see in here where the Dow short and the Dow long, they shouldn't actually have a stop loss and a set target like that. I think I need to start thinking long the Dow. I know conventional technical analysis will probably say that we're coming up to resistance. I just read the market differently. So please stand by for a long position in the Dow. I'm buying the Dow here. It's currently trading at 82. I'm going to put a stop loss about 60 points. So the reason why I'm long here is, I'll show you, is that you have this bar here that goes to new lows, and it actually penetrates the last bar, and then you have follow through. And that to me is statistically a buy signal. Then it's just a question of, do you do it as a breakout? Or here, in this case, I actually waited. I guess I could have had a stop loss below the low of the day. Nasdaq is pumping higher. You see here that I show how many points I'm losing. I can actually have that. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. I can choose between, no, that's not, it's this one here. I can have it as points, or I can have it as the actual profit. In this case, I like to just look at points. Okay. So it'd be nice to be able to move the stop loss up. I'm currently about 12 points in profit, but I'm hoping for new highs. So here, it's a better look. So we're currently having a low at 160, and we went in at 182. So currently about 25 points in profit. You know what? I'll put my stop loss up to my entry. Hang on, let me just show you on this chart here. My entry was 182. There is actually a button I can press there, and it is, no, it's this one here. Positions, do you see how if I click here, break even, it moves the stop loss up. It's really smart. And imagine you have a ton of open positions and you just click there, bang, and then you so I don't think I'll add to this one. This is the point where I sort of just keep an eye on the market and going, what should I do? Should I take profit? Should I let it run? Should I add? And I always look at what the Nasdaq is doing, etc. So yeah, it's a strategy I have spent a disproportionate amount of time researching. I suppose that was always my intention with YouTube, is that I'm able to show that much easier in a live environment. So my stop loss is at break even. Can't really do much. I didn't think that the profits were so significant. I guess they were actually. I was 40 points in profit, but as I said, I am just a little rusty with the old technology, and so if I get stopped out, I normally wouldn't let a 43 point winner in the Dow go to nothing. But considering that everything is a little bit new here, I think I'll just accept my fate and say, okay, well, that's the way it was meant to be today. And then kiss goodbye the 4,000 pounds in profit. Well, you know, there's still hope. I hope you are enjoying this. I think I am. I think I'm enjoying it. I'm also nervous, but I think I am enjoying it. I think I'm enjoying how difficult it is to explain your thoughts and your consciousness and trying to verbalize what you instinctively know. And then you just roll the dice and see where it takes you, right? Just remember, I will have really bad days and there will be nowhere to hide. Of course, I don't have to stream if I don't feel like it. It's really important that you remember that when you look at your P&L, that you don't translate the P&L into, oh, I could have paid the gas bill, oh, I could have paid for my holiday. It's very, very important that you see this as I am trading the markets, and whatever money I'm making is simply just a fraction of my stake size. They do not represent what my household budget is. You have to just trade the charts. You're not trading your P&L. I have been stopped out. So there you go. Just like that. Just stopped out. For nothing. Or hopefully nothing. Yeah. Big fat nothing. I was £4,000 in profit. I went in at 82. It went as high as 24. So what's that? 34, 42 points. I'm afraid that will happen too. I think had this been any other day, I would have been quicker to take profit, but not today. Okay. So now you shake it off and you say next trade. I think it's worth emphasizing here. You can't sit there and think, oh my God, if I had closed for £4,000, that's what some people make in a month or in a year. Or you have to say, my stake size is this, and when the market goes this amount of point in my favor, I'll move my stop loss up to break even. And then if I get stopped out, I won't cry over the profits that I haven't taken. That would be unprofessional. Regret doesn't get us anywhere. We have to dust ourselves off and go, okay, that didn't work out. Maybe next time I'll be quicker to take a 40-point profit. And maybe next time I'll catch a 100-pointer. I hope that my lesson makes sense to you. That we are traders and we are merchants of uncertainty. That's what we do. And that is what I'm trying to convey here in YouTube. I quite like the idea of just showing you as it is. Not, not be one of those after the fact traders and say, and then I bought it there and then it went, and then it went up. Look how great I am because I bought it there. No one saw it, but that's where I bought it. I don't know where the German accent came from. Sorry, Germany. Because I don't think that suits anybody. It's just not conducive to a good learning experience. All right. Anyway, I've been trading for an hour, and this is my second session on YouTube. Let's get rid of my face. I'm so bloody paranoid of picking my nose or doing a fart just in case somebody hears it. It's like, or burping or something like that. So one could be a buyer below, and that's where the software is really quite handy. If I just get rid of this stop. Maybe school run is active. Oh, let's just swap over on the 15. Still think I want to be a buyer rather than a seller. School run sell comes in at 25. We'll see. I'm putting a stop, an order in to sell short the Dow at 25. That's a school run short. See the glitches I'm talking about, I forgot to post in Telegram that I'd moved my stop loss up to break even. So there you go. Put a school run order in to sell at 125 with an 85-point stop loss. It's a big stop loss. It really is. Nasdaq is strong. I had an opportunity to join the party, but I didn't. FTSE is not really moving. DAX is making its way to the new lows. When you look at the 5-minute bar, you're seeing a lot of overlap bars. Both bears and bulls are making money now. Compare that to a 5-minute chart in the Nasdaq. Sure, you have some overlap bars, but it's generally much cleaner. So there's the weekly chart. And there's the daily chart. The good thing about this software is that you don't forget orders, because if you're looking at the chart, they will tell you, you got an order in here. I think I'll continue for another 5 minutes, and then I'll do a status and a post-mortem, mostly for myself, because this is my first US live trading session. I think I'll delete that order. I don't think that's relevant now. Deleting that order. Then if I go in here, here, I'll see I have no open orders and no open positions. If I look at the if I look at the 15-minute chart of the Dow, here's the open, this bar here. This is the next bar. So you can see we haven't triggered a short, and the long doesn't come in. So we're actually firmly stuck within the trading range of the open, at least as of yet. That's probably why it would be a good idea to be a seller up here around 210. I can show you what that would look like using an order. Just like that. I have an order in there. That would be selling above prior bar high on a 10-minute chart. But this is if I was more scalping orientated. And then I could very quickly just move that order down there. Voila, and now it becomes a school order, and you'll be able to see it in the open orders. It's very smart. God, I sound like a sales pitch. I really am not. It wasn't the intention at all. I just wanted to have an opportunity to use it myself for a few days before I sort of gave the wider public an opportunity to use it. I'm deleting that order. Okay, we've been trading for an hour. Not my usual way of trading. Getting used to having to be far more interactive with my explanations. But I like the visual component. It affords me a whole new way of teaching you, which I like. Just have to find my own rhythm and style here. That will probably take a little while. FTSE is not moving. DAX is not moving. Someone has said, is that really you on YouTube or an avatar? You look like 25 years old. I don't know whether that's an insult or a compliment, but yeah, that's me. Yeah, it's me. I'm driving in the Autobahn, watching the Dow. So yeah, Andre, it's me. Hope you're well, amigo. Yeah, I don't think 25-year-olds look like me, man. I got no hair, bags under my eyes. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of you, but don't think so. Unless, of course, you got a really grainy version. plenty of scalps to do if you are that way inclined, but I don't think the scalping would really work for a live trading environment. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Shall we call it? I'm just so relieved that I didn't completely balls up my first day. You know, if my mom or dad was alive, they would call you and go, "How was your first day?" So, well, I didn't get fired. Well, that's something. You know how encouraging parents can be, right? It's a little bit like when the school that your children attend, they have this marker system for when the children have been naughty, and so they have a yellow card and a red card, like very much like in the football. And then one of your children comes home and says, "I got some bad news, but it wasn't a red card." It's like, okay. So by inference, you got you got told off with a yellow card. It was a nice way of softening the blow. So yeah, no, I didn't fall on my ass today, but I was presented with a market that didn't give me much opportunity in the Dow. The Nasdaq, well, that's on me. I did call it, but I didn't join the party. Shame on me. Wayne Gretzky, that I think he's a Canadian hockey player, he says, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." Hey, like, infinite logic. Yes, so true. Well, anyway, there's probably an opportunity here in the Dow. Please stand by. The high was 207. I haven't clicked. I'm short in the Dow here. It's currently trading at 9. I'm going to use a stop loss of about 40 points. Basically just short today. A high within a trading range. We'll see if it goes. I'm trying to time the top of a trading range. We'll see. Just curious when the school run actually triggers. School run triggers at 2:41. I'll keep my stop loss at 2:49. It's not looking so good. Looks like it actually does want to move higher now. And then again, never say never. I'm actually contemplating to put a school run long order in. Shift my stop loss to 45. The high is 41, so moving our stop loss to 40. 48, and I want to put a buy order in. So I got a long buy order at 48. That's a school run long. So if I go here, you should see my orders. $48, and I have a kind of short position, but my short position is actually improving. Let's get rid of that and that. So one is a sell in a trading range, and one is a breakout buy. DAX is still approaching the lows of the day. Dow trying again. It's this bar here that I think is interesting. The high at 40,241. I'm currently losing 20 points in the Dow. I'm contemplating just closing the position and then see if I get a breakout long. I think I'm going to do that. I'm closing it here. It's currently trading at 31. And then we'll see what happens. The school run bar that is interesting is the 40,241. So I've got an order resting at 248. That could be a little closer. It's like 246. But I've already said that I was going to have it at 248. So I think I'll just leave it at that. Here we go. I'll put the stop loss at 180 if I get filled. So, filled. So this is a school run long. Let's see if I can move that stop loss up. Can probably move the stop loss up to 180. Hang on, I actually realized that I haven't put my stop loss in here. There we go. So now I can move the stop loss up. So I'm tempted to move the stop loss up on the basis of the 10-minute chart, which has a low at 218. I'll move my stop loss up to 210. So it's been trading for an hour and a half. It's been nice to trade with you today. So there you go. I think I'll take profit here around 75, 70. Closed. I don't know what my exit price actually was. It was, oh, I thought I got 72. I got 69. Okay, bucket to that. But I made the first one back, didn't I? So, camera time. So there you go. That is one approach to trading. Very mechanical, very calm, even though it's big size and to me, it's a little nerve-wracking to do that in public. But I'm sure that I'll get used to it and you'll get used to my style. So there you go. I don't have any wise words to depart with. I just want to say thank you so much for being here. It's actually really nice to have. No, you don't have any comments, but just to have company while you're navigating. I'll do the status now, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. You take care of yourself. All the best. Bye-bye.